Good evening. Welcome to mcfcfantv. Champions. We know what we are. Anyway, how are we all feeling? Manchester City are once again champions of England. Yes, we are. Yeah, I told all the Scousers we'll be back in May to take it away, and we are back in May. May the 11th, 2021. City are crowned champions for the third time in 5 years under that ball fraud. Sir Alan is having a meltdown. Yeah, he is. He doesn't know what to do anymore. City have won the league. Thanks to Manchester United under 23s getting beat by Leicester City at home 2-1. Shame it wasn't Kelechi at the Stretford end. That's a shame. But thank you very much, Leicester City. Thank you very much, Brendan Rodgers. But it was a matter of time. Manchester City, best team in the land and all the world. That's 2 down. 1 more to go. Let's get in. Say your hellos because I'm a little bit excited. I'm a little bit giddy. I've been singing for the last hour. Good evening, Blues. Says Chatley, get on the beers. It's on, mate. These nights don't come around often. We've won 3 out of 4. That's just incredible. Come on, Sitter. Says Kyle, think I might have a couple of beers tonight. Good, man. Man City 255 said he doesn't drink. Don't worry. Campiones, says Dupes. How are you, mate? Never felt more like singing the blues. City winning the title. And I'm not going to go into that, but Andy Blooming, he knows. He knows. Always rated Brendan Rodgers. Is he up there with Sam Allardyce, mate? Come on, says Tom Betts. Can't watch tonight, but I'll definitely watch it back. Come on, City. 5,009 years. What a bloody time to be alive. Bring on a Champions League final. We are going to be joined by Andy and possibly a few others this evening. And also, King of Football says, yeah, the champagne is out. We may get some of you guys on as well. If loads of you are going to come on, though, it may have to be a quick 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes and off. But I will send you out the email in a moment. But yeah, we're champions. We're just champions. Champions of England, we know what we are. My singing is awful. Get in there, City, indeed. Champions of England, we know what we are. Yep, says Sean. Mark Armstrong, now we do the big one for the owners and the players. Me, I don't care for the Champions League. It's garbage, but we can shut up the dippers and the rags. We're never going to shut them up, mate. Because if we win the big one, it'll just be you've only won it once and you bought it. So it'll just continue. It'll just continue. Section, evening, mate, but it would be nice to beat them. Sorry, I'm getting messages. My WhatsApp appears on my thing. Champions, the best team in land and all the world up the city. Sorry. Evening champions, yes. Great content this year, lads. Yeah, it has been. Told you guys in November, don't write us off. I wrote us off and then went the opposite way and went the quad. So hopefully I'm only 1 off. Champions of England, we know what we are. There's Matt Bolland. There he is. All the blue hearts in the world. There's loads of people on, as I expected. Na 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 na. I've told you my singing's awful. Hello, Levi Greenwood. How are you? Section evening, Martin. Champions. Happy and relieved. Thank you, Leicester. In the last 10 years, United have won more titles Old Trafford for City. I know that's the bit SOS I was meaning at weekend. I'd love to just win a game where we become champions. We always seem to rely on this lot to drop points. Don't know why. Mahrez, the magnifique best player, he has been phenomenal. Mohamed, the last few months, he has been the guy we signed from Leicester. He has been King Mahrez, the Algerian Robin, definitely. And as on, he's up. Yo, City till we die. Hashtag together. Congratulations all the way from Algeria. Mahrez will be so happy winning his 2nd league title. Oh, his third league title. 3rd league title. Won 1 with City. He's won 1 with Leicester. And now he's won his 2nd one with Manchester City. So he's got 3 in the bag as old Riyad. Good evening, Martin. We are the champions. City win Premier. City win Prem. Now better win the Champions League, so Suid. Champions, boy, am I the only one feeling a bit down that we can't all celebrate properly outside the grounds. Well, let's see. We've got the Everton game, and I'm in the ballot. Hopefully, I've got a 1 in 9 chance of getting some. Hopefully, 3 out of 4. Yeah, brilliant. Champion. Don't forget Mr. Whipper. He's been amazing. I could, all of them, could go through every single one of them. They're just 24 superstars, every single one of them. Always nice to win it at Old Trafford. I like it, Paul. I like it. Now for the big one on the 29th. Pep just asserted himself as the second best Premier League. Second best? Second. Congratulations to all the Sky Blues. La Ciao Blue. Hope you and the family are good, mate. Kiami's on all the way from Canada. Hi, mate. Hope you're well, mate. Champions. I hope you're already having a nice cold beer over in Canada, mate. It's great that the fans will get to see us pick the trophy up. Those poor Liverpool fans will be gutted they didn't even get to see it. There's been rumours all week about what's going to happen. There's been rumours of not doing a parade, doing something within the stadium and it being ticketed and all sorts. Where have the Scousers gone? I knew he'd start winding them up. That one's for Colin Bell. Indeed, mate. Rest in peace. That one is for you. For King Colin. Hi, Martin. We've done it. Getting champions of England again. We have. And we're the only team to win a major league with no striker. I've got a theory on that, but we'll go through that on Friday, maybe, during the Newcastle watch-along. But I have got a theory behind that. Because I think things will change next year. 1, 2, 3. Viva Man City. There's loads of beyond. I do apologise. Cannot stay longer without his shoe champion. Don't worry, mate. You take care and I hope you're feeling a lot better. Hooray, says I picked theory. But thank you for joining us, La Ciao Blue. Appreciate that, mate. John Walters, evening. How are you? Biggest, baddest, the best. We are. In the ballot 2 is open. Yeah, fingers crossed if you're in it. Anyone seen the drone footage of the Riyad? How cool was that? The trophy looks so much better with the blue ribbons. I did start watching that with You're Not Really Here, and then I sort of couldn't do it because we had to set up here and everything. Coming, my Algeria friend. Well done, Blue Moon. Come on, City. We all need to get a Champions League trophy. Congratulations, mate. Happen Fuse, much deserved. This is from the guy who thought we were going to win jack shit this year. Yeah. But thank you, Cal. Appreciate it, mate. All I just congratulate saying and winning, saying they want to be where we are now. Yeah. AstraZeneca. Talking about City winning the league today, mate. Champions. Paul Stando, yes, watched it twice. Stunning. Dudley Lewis, hi, mate. Martin, champions of England. Nathan Clark brings us down to over the bump. That's Garcia playing Friday now. Carl Blundy, hope you get into European places, mate. Yes, I think they will in the end. Don't think they'll make the Champions League. I think it's too short for them now. I think they've left it too late. We're not really on my team. We just watched. We had a Champions on for ages. It is. If any of you guys want to come and join us this evening, because Andy's going to come and join us, maybe one or two others. If you want to come and join us, there's an email. Send that email over to us. As long as you are over 16 and you are sensible and you are going to enjoy a nice beer on Man City, even if you're not drinking, you don't have to be drinking. I'm only joking. But guys, Manchester City, I've been, Andy's just, I'll let him bring himself in rather than me bring him in. Let me just change that. I'll be here in a minute. Drinking. Mate, I'm drinking it in. You know, I'm not a big drinker, but I've got the beer out tonight. I've got to. Pep deserves so much credit. I thought he was going to walk. I'll tell you a little story, by the way, on Sir Alan, who told me something 2 days ago. He went to the bookies and he put a bet on something you would not believe, but he's just lost today. And boy, have I wound him up. And Andy might have had the same text as I got. But somebody's lost a lot of money today, unfortunately. Hopefully you play a much weaker team on the last game of the season. Mate, we'll have fans in there. And touch wood, I'm one of them. Praying. 1 in 9. Alan gets on. Here he is.
Vale.
How you feeling?
Oh, I was never in doubt. Never in doubt. Everyone getting Alan. Absolutely. I can't shit in the message I said to him the other night.
Did he tell you about the bet?
No, he didn't tell me.
He went and had a bet on Man United to win the league.
It's a balloon. Absolute balloon.
He lost the plot.
It's an absolute balloon. Yeah. I won't say what I said, but I did send him a rather harsh reply to a WhatsApp message the other day after he was giving Pep and everything a load of grief for getting beat by Chelsea. But anyway, yes, it was never in doubt, was it? It was only a matter of time. And yeah, champions again. 3 out of the last 4 years. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. We just need to round it off now and get the treble, another treble. And yeah, there you go.
It never gets boring. For all these fans who say, does it get boring? No. Trust me, it does not get boring. No. You enjoy it. Like I said earlier, I'd like to win it in a stadium with us winning a game of football, maybe once or twice, instead of Man United keep doing us the favour. But, and you know what?
I mean, you know what? It's payback. It's payback for when we should have won it, when they beat us 3-2. And we were there and everything else. And I think it's payback because that day we should have won it because we were the better team. But we got beat 3-2. But anyway, yeah, good win for Leicester. And yeah, champions again. Absolutely brilliant. Sorry, my phone's on. My wife's in there watching the Brit Awards, so if you can hear any music in the background.
What awards? Are they still on?
Well, I think so, yeah. I don't know.
I'm just going to check if anyone else sent any emails. They apologise.
Jack Lee's just said he can come on.
No.
So I'll fling him in. I'll fling him a message now.
Yeah.
So I'll
if anyone
send.
does want to come on, I mean, I've got to say, and you know what? This is going to hurt Liverpool fans. Liverpool lifted it in front of a nice empty stadium last year. We're going to have 10,000 fans in that stadium to enjoy it. And what a day that is going to be. And the scary thing is, I'll put my wife and my kids in the ballot and they're citizens. I'm in the ballot as a season ticket holder. You know what's going to happen? They're going to pull out tickets and I'm going to be sat here like, what's happening? And they'll get tickets above me. But listen, good luck to anyone who does get them and goes. You are going to have a cracking day. Still remember that FNS when Ross and Alan said top 4 will be our goal. Listen, in anyone's defence, I think back in November we were all a bit. I don't think any of us thought. I know Andy was super confident. Me, it took till about December for me to go, we're going to do this.
No, I said it. You were all going, doing this, that. And I said, don't worry about it. We'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. Didn't expect us to go on a massive big run of games, winning. No, I didn't expect that. But I still thought that we had the best squad. And we've got the best manager. And it just shows you the other teams. I mean, certainly Liverpool only takes a few of their players to not perform or get injured. They've not got the squad that we've got, And I know people will moan about, I mean, I had to come off social media after the game against Chelsea. I just decided, because some of the garbage I was reading was just absolutely, it was nonsense. So I just thought, I'm not even. So I took 24 hours away and just didn't even look at it. Nothing. But yeah, I was confident. We've got the best manager. We've got the best squad. We bought well. Forget all the money and everything else. We bought very, very well, and we're only going to get better next season. I think you've got Ferran Torres, who will definitely improve and could be, need that year. Rodri will only improve more. The good news is, if you've not seen the video, I put the video out.
I've been waiting for this all day. I've been waiting for the text all day off a couple of people on some of the news, but I'll let you mention it.
What was that?
About about the
Oh,
news.
sorry, I thought you were talking about.
About what you're about to say.
Right, yeah.
Like, I've been waiting for the
No. It is what it is. But yeah, I put the video out today. So if you've not seen it, I did put it out for the patrons earlier this afternoon, so they get to see it first. And then tonight I was going to put it out, but obviously we've won the league, so we're doing a live vlog. But it is on the channel, and on there, the great news is that it looks like Fernandinho wants to stay for at least another year. Possibly two, because he says he wants to stay around the club. I don't think he's bothered that much about playing time if he gets games, but he wants to be around the club. And I think it's absolutely imperative we keep that experience. He's a captain, so we want that experience around the club. I think it's great news. I think it's absolutely massive news if he does. Moving into next year, I think it's great news.
Yeah, I'm going to bring in Jack Lee, who is patiently just waiting for him to give me the thumbs up, and then we'll bring him in.
What was that?
Andy said this. Go on.
Andy said this year Pep was preparing for something big with his not so aggressive approach. That was my words. Yeah. It was. That's what I said. I thought that I don't think the football's been as good. I was asked the question, I think on one of the comments about there was below one of the YouTube videos that we put out the other day. Somebody saying, do you think this is a better team if we win the treble with the Champions League and the Premier League and the League Cup than the Centurions or the treble winning teams? And I would say, yeah, it would be a better achievement winning a Champions League, Premier League, and a cup like a League Cup or FA Cup. Do I think the football's been as good as those previous seasons? No, I don't think that's the case. But I think Pep's worked out you can't play at that full on pace all the time. And I think the way that he's managed this season, all in for the Champions League, I think it's been brilliant, absolutely superb. Hey Jack, how are you, mate?
Evening, Jack, mate.
You all right,
mate? Yeah, quite good after finally putting it to bed. I thought it wasn't really a matter of if, it was just when it was going to happen, because it just seemed to drag. I thought it would have happened in the weekend, but it's happened now, and that's all that matters. I think that was a good point you said. I thought the football we played in the last couple of seasons was a bit better, but at the end of the day, I'm not bothered as long as we win the trophy. That's all that matters for me.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like us to win the treble playing the football we played 2 seasons ago, but I just don't think the way things have gone with all the competitions and I think listened to Kevin De Bruyne's interview and he said, literally we had 10 days rest between last season and then starting a game with the international. You can't do that. You simply cannot do it, physically, mentally. You can't play at that intensity that we were playing at, which was phenomenal football. And don't forget, we have had some brilliant games this season as well. Really, really good performances. But there are times when we just have to be pragmatic. And I think that was a word I used. It goes to grades, is talking about what I said earlier on in the season. I think Pep has gone about the season in a pragmatic way. Not always worked out. Chelsea, for example, not always worked out. But I think he's done the right thing. And let's face it, he's the best manager in the world football. He knows a billion times more than we know. So he sees the players week in, week out. He speaks to the medical staff. He knows what grade the players are on, what colour they're on, green, orange, amber, red, whatever. He knows what he can play and what's best for them to have a rest. And he's just done it perfectly. Let's just win the Champions League final and that'll round off. I mean, I'd be happy. I said I'd be happy with the double. Definitely happy with the double. But I mean, now we're in the final. You want the treble. You really do. And I just think Pep's been superb, absolutely superb this season, and the players have been brilliant overall.
I think what Pep does, I mean, like I think I've mentioned this on the channel before. Anyone who's been on the stadium tour, they actually tell you Pep doesn't go directly into the dressing room at half time. They have a little cubicle where they have a laptop set up with what you just said, the green, amber, the red. Yeah. And each player has what you will not know when they've got these shirts underneath. They have little things underneath them, hooked up, ready, and it has their percentages of where they are. Pep goes straight to that computer at half time and looks at where the players each one is, then goes into the changing room, and it's so strategically done by him. You know, it's absolutely wonderful. And the thing is with Pep, he keeps learning all the time. I listened to something today and I thought, you know what, bang on. And I thought about it and I thought, this year he's gone false nine. He won't do false nine next year.
Might not. He might not. Yeah, he might not.
The rest of the league will sit trying to work out how to beat City with this false nine. And we'll go out and buy a big striker and go, right, well, here we go again. You know,
we've seen it, two things this season in particular. We've seen it before. We've seen it with Walker, but we saw this season when he's played that inverted 8 with Cancelo.
Yeah.
So there's one big change. But then obviously the false 9 as well. And he just gets, you know, his old adage that, you know, if I could have 11 midfielders, I'd have 11 midfielders. And he wants people who can work the ball, work hard, you know, go back to the old Barca model where, you know, you've got 5 seconds to win the ball back and you're hunting packs and you move together. And when one goes, that's the signal for the next 2 or 3 players behind him to move forward or move backwards or whatever. I think he's just an absolute genius. He is a genius. Simple as that. And anybody who doubts him, anybody who calls him shit and this, that, and the other, which are, you know,
ball fraud.
I had the thing with Alan over, which I did swear at him back.
He didn't call him just shit. He called him. Me and Andy will not say what he called him on air. No. He called him some very. Now I get it. Listen, I was angry on Saturday. Go back and watch the watch along.
Yeah.
I was angry, but as you know, this is a very emotional thing. And when you get beat, you sit, and then the next day, I calmed down. I looked at it from a footballing point of view and thought, you know what, it's not that bad. No. You know, the only thing I took out of Saturday was Chelsea don't know our game plan at the minute. And number 2 is it's made Pep realise there's 1 or 2 players that ain't good enough maybe the next year, and we moved them on. You don't know.
I mean, the thing is, I didn't speak about the Chelsea game, but for me, we should have won that game. It's that simple. Pep, if Aguero puts that penalty away, it's 2-0 at half time. The game changes. It changes massively. And then we should have had the penalty at the end. So, you know, we don't know what would have happened because you can't replay games after they've happened. But, you know, Sergio puts that penalty in. 2-0. City have so many more options in that second half. They can relax, they can chill out, they can keep the ball, they can bring on another midfielder, they can, whatever it is. But the fact that he missed it and we went in 1-0 probably gave them a bit of a lifeline. And I'm sure Tuchel at our time went, we got away with one there. Right, 1-0, we're still in this game. And we saw that in the second half. So, you know, let's not go overboard with it because, you know, at the weekend we could easily have won the title at the weekend.
Penalty
on small little things, but that's what we need. On small little things. So it wasn't a terrible performance. It wasn't great in certain minutes during the game, 20 minute spells, but we still potentially on the whole of the game should have won that game, but we lost it. But Pep's still a genius. He's an absolute genius.
And with a lot of Algerian fans on at the moment, and they're all here. The Algerian Robin.
All right, okay, right. DZ guys, don't spam, otherwise I'm going to remove you. You a few times, don't spam, DZ. Otherwise, we'll remove you, mate.
So, Jack, obviously, Chelsea. Was you which? I'm going to say this. Was you confident, relaxed in all these United games, or was you a bit edgy, or was you quite happy, relaxed, go to Friday night, beat Newcastle, move on, win the league? Or is it, like you said, it's been a matter of when for you, not if, you know?
I thought there's no need to panic because we had a full week's break, so we'd have had plenty of time to prepare for the last few games. So even if it wasn't over today, I'm still confident we'd have got the job done at Newcastle. And if not then at Brighton, we had a few more chances. And I still couldn't see United winning all their games. So it was always over from the Palace game. I thought it was over.
Yeah. Good. I see the thing is with today, and we'll always carry on and everything else. We're going to get all the comparisons between the Centurions and this team and every team. And for me, I just think we've got to enjoy how great a manager Pep Guardiola is and how great a squad we've got. And I think Andy's mentioned this a number of times. We're in a season like none other. We're playing every 3 days. No pre-season, no breaks, no nothing. And
you only have to look. Sorry to interrupt. You only have to look at the United fans on social media complaining and moaning about the fact that they're having to play 3 games in 5 days, and
which was their own doing, may I ask?
Was their own, yeah, it was their own doing, and there's apparently another protest on Thursday, so that should be interesting. Yeah, I mean, we've been doing it every 3 days, every 3 or 4 days regularly throughout the season because we've gone into all the cup competitions as well. So it's nothing new for the team. Hence why Pep's had to rotate. He's had to keep, his medical staff have clearly, this season in particular, a big, massive shout out to the medical staff because, last season we had a bit of a nightmare, didn't we? And we saw that. We saw what happened. But this season, I think the way it's gone and the way Pep's really looked at what happened last season when Liverpool and the number of injuries we had, he's took a really pragmatic approach to it. And he's rotated and he's rotated and he's rotated. And he's made sure that none of them get into the red. And the ambers and things like that. He's made sure that they're all. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne. You would have expected Kevin De Bruyne to have played on Saturday. Of all the players, you thought he's probably the one that can unpick their midfield and he's got the energy. But clearly, he wasn't even on the subs bench. Clearly, he's probably hitting that darker amber, and the medical staff have said, "Look, you've got Champions League final coming up. He might be, he could be fit for the Newcastle game. We've got games that are coming up that United could lose, like they have done tonight, and we're champions. And don't be surprised if you see him on the subs bench on Friday. So it's all just works so well together, the medical staff and everything this season. I think Pep's managed it, and the team, not just Pep, but the team have managed it absolutely superbly well.
Well, Jack, just on what Taran Jones says here, sorry if I said your name wrong. Man City have the best squad in Europe. I mean, how good is this team and this squad, Jack, for you?
Well, I think that we've managed to replicate it over a few years. That's quite impressive because not a lot of teams can win a certain amount of trophies in such a short amount of time. So I think the fact that we've been able to have that good summer where we sorted the defence out, really, that sorted it for me, I think. And the fact that we had to rotate because having such a big squad is you're not going to get everyone playing every week. So we're spoiled for choice, really.
Yeah, I think that's I do think. I mean, I don't know whether that was said in as a good thing or whoever posted that or whether they're having a go and because we spent money. I don't know. But we've got a squad of 24 players. Most teams have a squad of 29, 30. It just goes to show you we might. I mean, Simon Jordan said it the other day, and he was trying to get out of a hole about, I don't want to put too much, kudos onto Manchester City and things like that. He said, but they were talking about the spends and everything, and he turned around and said, yeah, but you've got to realise City are still spending 50 million, 60 million on players. They might not be breaking transfer records like United have and everything else. But what they do is they buy brilliant 50, 60 million pound players. And the fact is that they built their squad, even though it's only a 24-man squad compared to 29 and 30 like others. That's where, when you spend, you buy 8 players around the 40, 50, 60 million mark, suddenly your spend goes up. But you could spend £166 million on a striker and he's garbage. You could look at an Ousmane Dembele or something like that. You know, we might do that in the summer with a Haaland or something else. But we have bought really consistently well around that 50, 60 million mark. That's why our squad, we don't need any more. We don't need 28, 29 because you can't keep them happy. Not if you're spending 60 million on players. You can't have 5 or 6 £60 million players unhappy at the club, not getting game time. It's already people struggling for game time as it is right now. Nathan Ake and others. So we've just identified the right players. And clearly, the decision, I mean, I said this with the Sergio Aguero thing, you know, clearly Pep had it in his mind that he wanted to play this false nine early on. At the beginning of this year, in around the January time, he clearly thought this is a better option for me than trying to get Aguero in or play Gabby as a striker and things like that. So we've just got a fantastic squad, a really, really good squad that will be improved again in the summer. There's no doubting about it. There'll be another two or three additions this summer. We might see 2 or 3 go as well. Obviously, we're going to lose Sergio. The great news is we're keeping Dadzami and Fernandinho. Looks like he is going to stay. But don't be surprised if maybe a Mendy goes. I mean,
35 minutes. 35 minutes, bad talk.
And there you go. City bingo. Martin bingo. Yeah, maybe another left back. I don't know. But I mean, is that unfair on Zinchenko? He's had such a good season. A really, really good season. But
prove me wrong. I mean, Jack, which plays for you? Which, if you had to name 3, I mean, obviously we're going to say Diaz. I presume you're going to say Diaz. Which are the other ones that are just out there as the guys who dragged us to this title?
Probably Diaz, Stones, and I'm going to go with Foden because in the big games he's always been there, not just in the league, but in every competition. And he's never really had a poor performance at any point, and he's always had a decent. When he's had a decent run in the team, he's either scored, assisted, or done both.
You know what? I'd give a shout out. I'm just looking at John Stones' stats here. I was just trying to look at how many games he's played this season.
Well, just while you're doing that, Andy, I mean,
he's played 32 in all competitions, and he's got 5 goals.
Did anyone see that thing with Gary Neville though about Harry Maguire?
No.
He said if City had signed Harry Maguire,
yeah. Was that in his team of the year?
They'd have been won this title about a month ago.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that. Somebody who I'd give a massive shout out to this season, obviously Zinchenko, I think, has played really well. I think John Stones, since his return, has played really well, but he didn't really. It's not been all season, has it? It's been the latter end of the season, or just around about Christmas time, leading into, and that's obviously that's still a long time. It was 6 months ago, but I don't think he's been all season, has he? A bit like Cancelo had that 2-3 months where he was, or 2 months where he was great, and then it's really dropped off massively. Even though his stats show that Cancelo is rating-wise right up there in Europe. I want to give a massive shout out. Obviously, Phil Foden. Yeah, I'd give a massive shout out to Kyle Walker. I think Kyle Walker's been absolutely superb this season. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, really. Last season he was okay. But I think this season he's been absolutely phenomenal. Kyle Walker for me. Brilliant. Superb. Riyad Mahrez, somebody's just said there, Ali, yeah, okay, you're probably an Algerian Riyad Mahrez fan. But yeah, Mahrez. But again, like Stones, like Cancelo, only been in like a 2-3 month period. Because let's face it, go back to the beginning of the season up to the beginning of January, Mahrez was garbage. Not great. But he's just hit this rich vein of form at the right time. And so I'm always a bit careful of, saying, like Cancelo, that's why let's wait for the season to finish, because Cancelo had that 2 month period where he was phenomenal playing in that false 8 role. He was absolutely amazing. But as a right back, since he's moved to right back, I think he's been poor. His passing's been poor. I don't think he's a great defender. But that's not to decry how good he's been as a contributing factor to the season. I really don't. Same with Mahrez. Massively in form at the moment, but he hasn't been like that all season. I think the players who have been like that all season, Phil Foden in particular, obviously Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan has been consistently good all season. And I think Kyle Walker, but top of the list is Ruben Dias for me. He's got to get player of the season. And I looked at a load of pundits' choices because obviously the thing came out yesterday, didn't it, for the voting. And to a man, to a woman, they all voted player of the season, Kevin De Bruyne, young player of the season, Phil Foden. So if the player votes goes that way, that's what it's going to get. And it looks like the journalists are going to vote for Diaz as player of the season and Phil Foden, the young player of the season as well. And I think that's rightly deserved by both.
I'm just going to, Jack, I want to ask you that, your player of the season. And just had an email of Abdallah who wants to come on. We've got a super chat. He's here.
He is.
He's here. Champions. I was angry with Pep on Saturday over his selection. Sorry, Andy. I am now waiting for the 20-point deduction from the Premier League and the New York Times.
It starts off with a positive and then ends in a negative, doesn't he? Well, thanks for the super chat, Alan.
I used to. He's in Tasmania apparently, and I think the altitude still got in his head. Jack,
I don't think there's that much altitude in Tasmania. Is he on the plane?
No, he's there now. He got in last night. Jack, who was if you had to give player of the season and young player of the season, who would you give him to? And it doesn't have to be a City player. I mean, I know you're on a City fan channel, but you're a City fan. Who is it? Thank you so much, by the way, Alan. Another super chat. I'm not hanging you out to dry. Stop getting on you. Go on, Jack. I just email Abdallah the link.
Yeah, I'll probably go with Diaz because ever since he came in, I think it was just after the Leicester game that we lost 5-2. I think we're at one point since he had that partnership with Stones, we only conceded one goal in close to 15 games. So I think since he's come in, he's helped Stones. It's not just his own performance, but he's helped the full back line. He's a leader, and he's a team player. I also think he should be the captain one day. So I'll go with Diaz. And the young player this season, I have to go with Foden because whenever he's, like I said before, he's always contributed. He's either scored, assisted, or done both in almost every game he played. And it's nice to see him getting the team now. So we've been playing off it for a long time.
I think this season's been massive for Foden. I mean, it's such a step forward. I mean, he's really grown as a player. And even though he should have been on loan, I'm only kidding, Martin.
Well, I don't know. I've got Zerbelli and Andy Sterling is the best player of the season. Hey, listen, we've all got our players. Players.
But I think John Stones has been great. But I mean, Ruben Diaz has made such a massive impact. And big shout out to Martin for going on about it. All right, Koulibaly, but his second choice was Diaz.
No, it wasn't. My first choice was Skriniar.
No, it was. Yeah, it was Skriniar. But I mean, he's been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal for City this season. He's brought so much. He's brought like an old school Arsenal Tony Adams type of, Martin Keown.
Great.
That type of aggression. Yeah. But he's not John Stones on the ball, but he's still decent on the ball. But he's brought that real leadership and that awareness and that, not afraid to. He's only 23, not afraid to shout at senior pros, in the team that have been there for years and say to them, "Get over here, what you're doing," and that type of thing. And I just think that's something that we've obviously lost when Vinny left. He's got it in abundance. And I tell you something, if he progresses, he's only 23. If he progresses anywhere near the levels that he's going to progress to, my Lord, we think Vincent Kompany is a legend of Man City as a captain. This kid could go on to surpass that, which is almost unheard of.
The thing is, I've got
I agree.
Abdallah, I'm going to bring you in 1 minute, but I just hang fire. I just want to make this point, and then I'll bring you in. But says, what about Ilke? Ilke's been Mr. Whippet, had a really good season, but again, like maybe one or two players, he's had a great sort of 4 months, and then the last sort of month or two, he's just quieting down a touch. And this is the problem with this season. And this is where Pep's managed them so well.
I think that's about the way he's moved his role as well in the last few games. He's slightly moved in where before he was playing in very much in an more of an advanced role. He's dropped Ilkay a little bit deeper of late, which has gone back to his, control the ball, move it around, less attacking into the box and those type of things. So I think that's more down to Pep than it is to Gundogan. The fact that he's not been on the score sheet as regularly as he has been in the past. But what a great player! What a good season overall. I agree. I do think it's been a 4-month period where he's shone, but he's had another really good season. A wonderful, wonderful player. Mahrez, another one. But again, another one who's been in that 3-4 month period. Not done it over a whole season like your Kevin De Bruyne has done, like Phil Foden's done, like Diaz has done, like Stones to a certain degree.
Great season,
like a Kyle Walker, who's done it consistently. He's had the odd. Kyle Walker's had the odd dodgy game, but overall he's been ultra consistent over the season. So
either that's amazing.
He's twice the footballer company, was it? Twice. I tell you what, I mean, it's an objective view, and you can't disagree with that, because company originally was signed as a midfielder, wasn't he? He just converted to a centre back, but at 23, this kid is absolutely phenomenal. He really, really is. But we need the others to step up as well, because we saw what happened next season. We need the others to step up as well. We saw what happened with Van Dijk. When you got such a massive player relying on such a big player, this is where Aymeric Laporte, who I think has still been pretty decent for us, we've got to have a natural replacement to rest him, or he gets an injury, which is inevitable.
I'm just going to bring Abdullah in. Alan, thank you so much, mate. You super chat after super chat. You don't have to do any more super chats.
No, mate. Don't worry.
Thank you so much. It's really appreciated. We will get to as many comments as we can. You know what we do on Man's.
He has got one here. Happy 85th birthday, Dad. Massive Blue. What a present, champions. Happy 85th to Alan's dad.
Yeah.
There you go. Big shout out, mate.
Big shout out to Alan's dad. Here is Abdallah, who will be a very, very happy Blue this evening. Abdallah, how are you, mate? Well done. Congratulations.
I'm happy. It's cheered me up. It's got lifted up my mental health. It's been past tough couple of days. One last day of fasting, so it's flown by. And I'm glad. Something to look forward to, because, to be honest, since the pandemic has started, I've been consistently in bed and just struggling to cope, to be honest. But I'm glad to have met you guys, got to know the channel, and honestly, I've enjoyed every single minute. And I feel bad to miss any stream, to be honest. I really do. I really feel bad to miss a stream, to be honest. And I wish I had.
When does Ramadan finish? Is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the last day. Tomorrow's the last day.
Tomorrow's the last one.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the last day.
See on Thursday, inset.
Yeah, we were hoping today, but then we follow Saudi Arabia, so
different. Yeah.
So one more day is not going to hurt. It's not as hard as previous years, but I'm glad, and I look forward to I don't know what's going to happen with the celebrations with the city, but if it's going to be in the stadium, then of course it's going to be very hard to get a ticket. But if it's going to be like I think it'll be through the city centre, because obviously everything's going to be starting to open up soon. So I've got a feeling
they're not. apparently they are going to.
Well, they said they're going to hold. They're going to. It's put on hold. I think was the thing. They didn't say they're not doing it. I think they said they were putting it on hold. I've got a feeling they'll still do it later on. It might be sort of June time, maybe beginning of July, something like that. I think they'll still do that for the fans if everything opens back up. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Abdallah, I'm going to ask you, same as I asked Jack. Yeah. Who's your player of the season? Young player of the season, if you had to name yours now. And like, again, don't have to be City related.
It has to be Foden. No, honestly, I'm not being biased. It has to be Foden. It has to be Foden. But I would if it's not Foden, then I see Mason Mount probably getting it or Saka. But for me, it has to be Foden. Foden's done it in the big games, to be honest. When it comes to the league, because
is that young? You're talking about young player of the year.
Yeah, young player of the year. Because am I correct in saying we judge it on Premier League performances? Correct. Yeah. So it has to be Foden then, because I haven't seen Mason Mount do consistently. But yeah, it has to be Foden. Otherwise, if Foden doesn't get it, it's rigged. Honestly, it's rigged. Foden has to get it. Who does it at Anfield? I don't see any young player do it at Anfield.
I'm with you, mate. I'm totally with you.
Fans, it makes no difference. It's Anfield. It's intimidating. And either Ruben Diaz or Gundogan for player of the season. I think it's a tough one between Gundogan and yeah. But yeah.
Sorry, what was that? You said Diaz, or was it Diaz and Gundogan there?
Yeah, or Gundogan, yeah.
So you said the two, if you had to choose, which one are you choosing out the one? I'm going to stick you on the spot with it.
Oh, that's
you have to choose one.
Oh. It has to be Ruben then, because his impact in such little time, to be honest. But then at the same time, Gundogan. But I think Ruben edges it. I think Ruben edges it in such little time, to be honest.
It's been phenomenal. It's been absolutely phenomenal.
Jack, I'm going to ask you a question, because this is going to sound so daft here, but where does Pep and this team go next? I mean, I heard something on TalkSport. I think it was yesterday. I don't know if Andy's heard it as well. Someone was saying, well, if Pep wins the Champions League, is that it? He might as well depart. He's got nothing else to sort of do. And it seemed like TalkSport were desperate to Pep to leave the door. I'll see you later, mate.
He'll want to win. He'll want to win all four. He'll want to win everything.
Well, that's what I mean, Jack. Where did he go?
Back to back.
Yeah.
Like I said after the Centurions, we want to try and repeat it again and again. I remember he was saying that the hunger's still there the year after, so I'd like us to keep going and going as long as possible. Whether we win the Champions League or not, that's not the point. The league is the most important. It's your bread and butter. It's what you do over 38 games rather than a cup competition. I still can't believe Spurs got to a final one year. It's not even that good to win, really. But it's the league for me. I'd like them to keep doing it as long as possible.
Here's one for you then. I pulled this off. I've just added it onto the account here. This was posted, and I thought I'll screenshot it and I'll shove it up because there you go. Trophies won since 2008-9. And now I know people say, yeah, but the league didn't start then. But we're going back 13 years. Pep Guardiola, 31 trophies. Jose Mourinho, 13. Allegri, 13. Zinedine Zidane, 11. Enrique, 9. Carlo Ancelotti, 8. Jurgen Klopp, 6. And Diego Simeone, 6. 31 trophies in 13 years. And anybody can tell me he's not the best manager in world football.
No. Have you not heard? He's a ball fraud.
Yeah,
he only does it with money.
Absolutely frightening. It really is frightening. And I know. I think after the game, I saw a little bit. I heard it in the background. I think Julian Lescott said something about he's the greatest Premier League manager ever. And who was the United? Oh, Rio Ferdinand turned around and went, what? well, what are you talking about? And he went, yeah, but Alex Ferguson and da. This guy has completely transformed the English game. So, is he as good as Ferguson? Trophy-wise, no. But what he's done in such a short period of time, he's won the same amount of Champions Leagues as Fergie in half the time. Could surpass him at the end of the month in half the time. So, yeah, what a manager! What we are so lucky as Man City fans. All those years and years and years of following the team, watching garbage managers one after the other. To have this guy at our club for another couple of years is just phenomenal. And who knows? He might
stay longer.
He may stay longer. He might do. He loves it. He said he loves it.
I wish. I pray. I want him to stay. I really do. Yeah. I really do. But it's up to him.
I think one day he'll decide he wants to take the Spain job and he wants to maybe do another revolution with the Spain team, because the Spanish team are not as good as they were.
Do you think he's a national manager? I don't see it. I think he missed the day today.
Yeah, but the thing is but I think he loves his golf. He's probably one of those that just goes off and takes himself around the world playing the best courses in the world and things like that. It wouldn't surprise me if these managers are so intense. It's a 24-hour a day, and they can't keep it up. They can't keep it up forever. And I'm surprised he's still here. I really am. Surprised he's here for another couple of years. But after that, he might go, you know what? I need instead of working 28 days out of 30, I need to work 14 days out of 30, and I'll play the other 2 weeks. I'll play golf, and I'll go and spend time with my family, and I can still change the Spanish team back to whatever. But I don't know. If he stays here for the next 10 years, I'll be absolutely delighted.
There is a couple I'm just going to jump back into some of your comments. Section from Alan Ball to Pep. I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but yeah, I know what you mean. I just don't like doing that. Andy, what's your opinion on the treble if we win the Champions League? We'll go around panel with that.
Somebody commented in this. I don't know whether you saw it, AJ Sosa, but somebody made a comment on this yesterday, I think, on below one of the videos that I did, saying about the treble and what's the comparison. And I think it was about, going back to what I said earlier, they were talking about the football and everything else. No, United fans will clearly say, the FA Cup, the Premier League and the Champions League is the ultimate treble. I don't agree with that. I think a treble is a treble. Obviously, the Champions League and Premier League together with another cup competition. As much, I know we've had this discussion and had this argument, and this is only my opinion. I prefer the League Cup to the FA Cup. I never used to. It was always the FA Cup for me, and I know I'm probably a blasphemer here for saying that, but I've gone into liking the format of the League Cup more than the FA Cup. So I don't know. I think the 99 team of United, some will say is the best ever. It possibly is. Others will disagree and say the 2000, it was their 8 team, I can't remember, was a better team.
Invincibles.
It's an
open debate that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put that I wouldn't put that Arsenal team just because became. Just because they were invincibles. No, I think, was it 12 draws that season or something like that? I won't put that as the greatest team in the Premier League era. I would say that 99 team of United was exceptional. Some might disagree. United fans might say it's the 2006 or 2008 team. And I wouldn't say this team, you'd have to say this team, if we win the Champions League, is the best City team in it ever. But is it as good visually on the eye to watch as what we've seen in the Centurions and other seasons? Probably not. But you can't discount the treble. Where they stand with the United team is so hard, because that's the thing. You do it in boxing, you go, well, would Mike Tyson in his prime beat Muhammad Ali in his prime? Nobody knows. We don't know. We only know what we see. So it's just an argument that would go round and round and round, and nobody would ever have an answer, which was the best team ever. It's just a personal opinion, isn't it?
Go on, Abdallah. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, everyone's got their bias. I've been hearing. I saw like a debate on Super 6 channel, I think from Sky Sports, where it had representatives. I think it was a Tottenham fan, City fan, and of course DT from Arsenal Fan TV had his bias saying unbeaten. No one's gone unbeaten. So everyone's got their bias. Everyone's got their bias. We'll probably say Centurions, domestic treble. So everyone's biased. Everyone favors their own team. So you're never going to get a genuine answer, to be honest. So it's
well, I saw that program. Obviously, it's from the Fighting Cock from Spurs. I think Stephen McInerney was on from Esteemed Company was on as well. But don't worry, my lad's just coming from the gym. You never know. He's coming from the gym. But you're never gonna. Nobody can prove it. That's the thing. You can't prove it. It's that simple. It'll be one person's opinion over somebody else's and things like that. But don't forget, this summer we are going to be doing something very similar to the Super 6. We have got a new show lined up. Very similar on there. It was a suggestion by one of, I think it's Addy. Addy suggested it a few weeks ago, and so I've been working on some ideas, and we're going to do something. It's going to be a debate show with 3 people on, all debating against each other on city topics and things like that. So keep an eye out for those on there. But anyway, there you go. That's my piece.
Jack,
just
I'm sorry, go on, Abdallah.
Sorry to cut you off. Just on the left back point. I do think we need the left back. Zinni's number one. He stays in number 1. If we're going to let go of Mendy, fair enough. But if he's going to go, we have to replace him for competition, because Cancelo's not a left back. He just doesn't play there well. Okay, he's played on occasions, but I don't know. So I definitely think we need the left back for competition, because I think that would want 2 players in each position. I don't know if he still wants that, but I think from past experiences, that's what he wants for like competition and just for to avoid any injuries. So if we're going to get rid of him, then I think we're going to have to replace him. So I think a left back and a CDM and a striker is needed.
I think definitely. I do agree. If Mendy goes, I mean, God, we can all be sat here today going, Mendy's got to go. Mendy's this, that, and the other. We could see Pep next season transform Mendy into like one of the world's best left backs. He's like. We've had this discussion 1,000 times,
and I'm only saying this because listen, I know people laugh at this. I've been told City have tried to get rid of him for 2 years. They cannot do it. Nobody will pay any kind of money that they want. They want 20, 25 million. No one's taking him. There's no offers at all. Apparently, they had this deal lined up for Ben Chilwell, but it was on the proviso that Mendy went out the door, and they got no biters. Nobody touched him.
Maybe if his injuries are behind him, then we could give him one last chance.
Well, bring Jack in on this. Jack and Andy and Abdallah. Did anyone see that little clip on Twitter? It was of Reece James.
Reece James.
Absolutely. Did anyone see Pep's reaction? He just
yes, I heard it from many City fans. I think that was probably the last straw. I've heard that in the past couple of City fan channels that they've been saying the same thing, and the same frustrations come from them too. So I get that. But do you do a stop deal, or just let him, just release him? I don't know what we do with him.
I think it cost them too much money to release him. Jack, what would you do with that on the left back? Did you see that little clip with Pep's reaction on Mendy? It was so funny.
No, I didn't see the clip. I'll look later. Well, what I would do is I'd stick him in the back of the car. I'd drive him down the Eurotunnel. I'll drop him off and I'm back. I think we need to replace him, though. We need the second choice left back, though, hoping that Zinchenko doesn't get injured.
It is my debate on that, and this is not a prelude to the Super Six. Which decent left back do you bring in and say you're going to be number 2?
I have one. I have.
There you go. Bring Luke Shaw in and put him as number 2.
I have a thought. We've been linked him on twice occasions now. The left back.
Angelino.
Not Angelino.
He's gone.
The left back from Atletico, Renan Lodi. 23, Brazilian.
Shout, I know you mean. The Brazilian.
Yeah.
I only know because he was on Kiam's FIFA stream last year. That's how I know him.
I don't know much about him.
He's 23. I don't know much about him, but yeah. All I'm thinking is about age and longevity, to be honest. And he plays at a top club for a good defense.
I think it's like with all of these things, you know, they spend millions of pounds a year on scouting systems and analytics and things. They know.
Or you could promote someone from the youth, the left backs.
It don't matter what we say. That's why we do the transfer things and everything else, and we go, oh yeah, we'd like these. Won't make any difference what we think, does it? They know who they want and how much they're prepared to pay and all of these things. And you know, yeah, sometimes we get it right. Most of the times we get it wrong. But as fans, I'm talking about, not the club. They'll have something in mind, and it might be keep Mendy for another year. It might be get rid of Mendy and give him away if they have to, and get him off the wage bill and bring somebody in that they've already identified. But I think we just have to wait till the summer, don't we?
Apparently, we still want to CDM, even though.
Well,
I think that's why Fernandinho's signing. I heard a rumour on Declan Rice, but you're looking at 100 million to get him out the door. And I think they've just thought, you know what, we'll do Fernandinho. Because I think, as much as I've said what I've said, I always think Fernandinho's amazing. I just had this thing with an age. But the last month has turned my opinion around. But like Andy says, maybe it's not about game time. Maybe it's just about being around the club to come in, have a chat, this, that, and the other. Maybe you get an important quarter-final Champions League and Rodri's not fully fit. You've got an ideal guy with a bit of bed knowledge to go in and go, thank you very much. That maybe Declan, got to remember Declan Rice, for all the stuff that he's got, he has no Champions League experience. No. So I don't mean it's in any disrespect to West Ham.
Yeah.
Please don't think it is. He doesn't have big game experience. So I think when you drop 80, because you are talking 80 million, because there's rumours United, Chelsea, they're all after Declan Rice. And not only that, you've got the English and Premier League premium, so you're talking another 20 million to drop on top as well. So, but that's what, you know, from what I've heard, and listen, from what I hear is, you know, I know I said this before, I've heard Haaland is the guy they want. And Haaland is the guy they are putting all the eggs in. And this is where they're going to go with it.
Well,
maybe I'm wrong.
On the left back, Ivor says, name me any Premier League left back that I said a better season than Luke Shaw, the custom pie man.
Lucas Digne.
I would go Luke Shaw's been the most consistent left back in the Premier League this year.
Yeah.
I can't give any of those any credit.
Huh?
I can't give anyone over that road any credit.
I think he's been the most consistent left back. Is he the best? I don't know. But, I think he's been the most consistent left back this season for me. Anyway, I agree with that. I think Zinchenko's been great.
He has.
Of late again, you know, like this last sort of 4 months, 5 months.
He was good in the Centurion season as well.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, he's had a great season. There's no doubt about it. I'd still say Shaw's been the, for me personally. Which actually, can I just give a shout out to the questions from today, Martin? If anybody commented, I don't know whether they did. I've been out. I'm playing golf at the moment, so
no, he's got some life. Him spends his life on this golf course, and he's away.
I know. Well, I'm playing golf at the moment, so I've got a 9 o'clock tee off time in the morning.
You got any Callaways or what you got?
Callaway Mavericks. Right, today's question was, who is your Premier League team of the year? So let's see if anybody puts any of those in there. Well, King Sterling put Martinez as the keeper, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Luke Shaw, KDB, Kante, Bruno Fernandes, Foden, Kane, and Salah. Man City fan says Ederson. I need to read more of that. Ederson.
Did you say Salah?
Yeah, he's put Salah in his. Ederson, Cresswell, Diaz and Stones, and Reece James. So he's put Cresswell as his left back. CDM Rice, and then Saka and Gundogan. Left wing Foden, striker Kane, right wing Salah. Hugh Agnew, he puts Ederson. Let me just put more on there. He says Ederson, Walker, Maguire, Diaz, and Shaw. Gundogan, KDB, and Bruno Fernandes. And then Salah, Kane, and Foden. So a lot of people going for Kane, Salah, and Foden. Bench would have had players like Martinez from Villa, Son, Reece James, and Rice. So you can see there a lot of people are Luke Shaw as the most consistent left back in the Premier League this season. On there, apart from somebody said Cresswell, there were some of the comments, but I didn't want to go through every single one of them. But there you go.
Anyone else? Well, sorry, I'm just gonna listen. Oh, he's moaning because listen, you only need to know what I've said about Mahrez all season. I'm the one who said Viva La Mahrez all season.
I've been critical. He's proved me wrong this season. I've been very critical of him. I always thought he was our Salah. All he does is probably just hog the ball, and when he plays with like 10 men down. But he's proved me wrong, and I hold my hands up.
He's definitely been better in the last 3-4 months, without a shadow of a doubt. His work rate has increased massively. Would I say he's been ultra consistent for the whole season? No. I won't put him as anywhere near if you were picking a player of the season for City, I won't. His goals have been massively important, don't get me wrong. And the last few months, I think he's been very, very good. Right up there as one of our best players.
Johnson. He's off to the Etihad. Apparently, there are a few down there right now.
I'm sure there are.
My daughter's already said, Dad, when you're done, can we go down? I'm like, I want to go and stand in the rain. This is the trouble with being 5 minutes down the road from the Etihad.
You're lucky, honestly.
I'm like, no, on things like this, it's not, because I'm getting, let's go. Go on, sorry, go on, Andy. I'm just going to, Chris wants to come and join.
I forgot what I was talking about. It's Mahrez. No, the Mahrez thing. Yeah, I mean, again, another 3-4 months of exceptional football. But I'm looking at the players who've been consistently good, and made a difference. And I think Phil Foden, Gundogan. You might put Gundogan in there. I'm not sure whether you would or you wouldn't. I don't know. Some might, some might. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd put Diaz in there, and I'd put Phil Foden in there. Kevin De Bruyne. I'd put Diaz, Foden just below him, and KDB probably because of how good he is, just below Phil Foden. I'll be honest with you. But it's everyone's opinion, isn't it? And a massive shout outs to Kyle Walker and Zinchenko as well as Mahrez. Been brilliant.
Can you send Chris an email? I don't have his email saved in there. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, I'll just jump off for a second. I just need to see if the dog needs to go out, and I'll come back in a minute. I'll send him an invite. I'll send him an invite now.
Jack, team of the season for you. What are you thinking? All right, then, let's go. Let's put it this way. Let's stay on a champion's perspective, because we are the champions this evening. Let's not take that away. We are the champions. I'm not going to start breaking out into Queen or anything. Jack Lee, which City players for you get into? Because Abdallah, give you a minute on this, because you're going to answer this one as well. Jack, which City players for you? Don't be biased now. Come on. Don't be biased, as he says. Give me your City players in Team of the Year.
Let's get at least 4. I'm probably thinking Foden, Diaz, Stones, and Edison are definitely in there. I probably had a couple more in that. Again, as like Andy said before, a lot of the performances have been in blocks of 2 months or 4 months. It's not been the whole season, whereas the ones I'm adding in have been consistent over most of the season or all of the season, I think. I probably say Gundogan could get in there too. We could probably get away with 4 or 5, really, I think.
Right, so you've got Edison. So you'd have Edison.
Let's go Edison. Yeah, stick Walker in there too.
Walker's your right back. Diaz.
Yeah.
Stones.
Yeah.
Zinchenko.
I was close to putting him. I wanted to put him in, but Luke Shaw, I think.
Luke Shaw. KDB.
Oh, he's been injured for part of the season, so I don't know. Probably Fernandes, I think. As much as I hate to say it.
I'm trying to think who else. Because I'm going to be honest, KDB is a bit of a difficult one for me because I think he's been brilliant. I'm not sure if I'd stick him in play team of the season. I'm not sure. Foden, presuming Foden goes in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I stick Son in there from Spurs. I think he's had a good season.
Really?
I'd say so, yeah.
I'm not sure about that. Anyone else for the moves, Abdallah?
Oh, for me, Martinez in goal.
Yeah.
Right back, centre back, and the two centre backs and the right back, City players. So it has to be Stones, Ruben, and Walker.
I'm listening, mate. Go on.
CDM, Souček. Fernandes and Gundogan. Left wing has to be Foden. Striker Kane, and right wing, I hate to say it, has to be Salah then.
See, I don't see the Salah bit for me. I just don't see it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not saying. I'm just bringing in Chris Baker in, so I'm just sending him a link. So I do apologise.
No worries.
Looking a little bit ignorant. I don't mean to be. Right. Okay, then. Let's get back on then to jump into comments. What about Mason Mount? I think he's a very good player. I don't think he's in Foden's league. I'm not going to lie. I think Foden is absolutely stratosphere ahead of him. I think Foden is something you don't get very often coming out of a youth setup.
There's nothing. What's the right saying? Sorry. I don't know how to say it. Nothing Mason Mount can do, Foden can't.
Foden can't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
That's my thing with Mount. I think if you stick the two together, I think Foden does more than what Mason.
Yeah, Foden edges it. Foden edges it for me. Correct. No bias. No bias. But he does edge it. He does edge it. He does perform majority of in the big games and the small games. For Mason Mount sometimes goes missing.
Okay then, Jack. Where do we go for the rest of the season now? We've won the league. We won it 3 out of 4. We've got the greatest manager, the greatest everything. What do we do now till the 29th of May? Where do we go? Is it you keep these boys ticking over, or do you stick the reserves out and rest them all up?
I think these last sort of games are important because I want to see the players fighting for their place in the final. Like Sterling, who hasn't been in great form recently, I want him to try and prove a point why he should be starting in that final. For players that haven't been in the first team, it's to try and make a case that they should be playing in that final.
Sorry, Sir Alan, get me on. He's like a big kid. Get me on. Anybody else for you? So you would go a bit of a mixture, or would you? All right, Kevin De Bruyne, would you rest him? Would you wrap that boy in cotton wool now? Because for me, I think you've got to now do a small mixture between this squad, because I think you've got to keep them ticking over. You've got to keep the muscles nice and loose. You've got to keep the muscles going. I think if you said to the big boys, you're not going to play now for 3 weeks, I think the muscles will stiffen up. They'll get out of match fitness. I think you've got to bring him into game time anyway. And that's just for me. And that's why I think either way, I think Pep would have gone strongest 11 on Friday night. But I see what you mean. How does Sterling and anyone else get a chance to get into this Champions League final 11 if they're not playing? It's a bit of a dilemma. It's going to have to be a good mixture. Abdallah, what does Pep do now for the rest of the season leading up to what looks to be Portugal 2021 and not Wembley 2021?
I see Pep probably trying to get the max amount of points when he doesn't really need to. On the other side, he could, the first team players, so you've got your Mahrez, KDBs, they'll probably just come on second half as subs. For me, I would do that. To not risk any injuries. But I see him probably trying to get a max amount of points and try to gain momentum for the final. And get them into the best form of their lives and gearing up for the final. So it's a mixture. I see both sides.
Yeah, no, I get that. Alan's messaging me. Get me on. I've got the Premier League trophy. Oh, hello. Alan Dewell, just bring Chris in. If you're Pep now, what do you do for the rest of this? The 3 remaining games going up to what looks to be Portugal.
Tick them over. Just tick them over. Give some of us a chance, and just keep the main players for the Champions League final. Just ticking over the likes of your KDB, your Fodens, your Ilkay Gundoğans and things. I wouldn't be playing strongest teams. I'd be giving some of us a chance, and I'd just make sure that the likes of a Foden and Gundoğan and a Diaz and, all the main players, your Mahrez even and others, are just simply getting 30 minutes, 40 minutes here and there, and just keep them fresh, but still ticking over for that final, because you don't want to risk any injuries, but you also you need them. You need them in that frame of mind of still competition, but not tiring themselves out, but just ticking over. They'll manage it. Pep will manage it. It's that simple.
Yeah. Here he is, Chris. You've joined us.
Okay, mate.
Have you switched your chair around?
She's moved everything around in the conservatory, mate. So I haven't got a spot yet.
Hey, old buddy, you all right? I spoke to you for a while.
How are you?
Right?
Yes, mate. Very happy. No. Yeah, pretty good, mate. Good win tonight for Leicester. Yeah. Got a few Leicester fans texting saying congratulations, and now we owe them one. So, yeah, and I've texted a few of my Red friends as well. They're not so happy. But, yeah.
Who cares?
A great night, isn't it? A great night.
Well, it's not for a certain journalist, and I'll just bring this up very quickly. He can't help himself. He just cannot help. It is. Miguel's been at it again. Here he comes.
I can't believe he's still looking what he does. Ignore him.
Let's not lose sight of the fact this strangest and most volatile of seasons still ended with the most predictable of winners. The wealthiest club won. Not even a pandemic season could produce a surprise. That is an issue for English football. I think he needs to realise that the wealthiest club, we're not actually the wealthiest club, because United are statistically valued around about 3.8 to 4 billion pounds. We're valued around 2.5 billion. So we're not statistically the wealthiest club. So he's such an absolute cock-tard. He really is. He's an absolute. He's a knobhead. He really is. He is such such a dick. He really is. But long may it continue, and it's just like.
When United win the league every year, that was never brought up, was it?
No, never.
Absolutely. You are right, mate. An idiot. What an idiot he is. And so salty, mate. And I hope he's crying all night long into next season.
Well, we'll just keep rubbing it in.
Sleepless nights, insomnia.
Exactly. It's unreal, mate. How could it be so,
I can't message him because he blocked me. So he blocked me a year or so ago. So I can't.
It's an achievement to get blocked by him. Honestly, it's an achievement.
Yeah. Well, I've been blocked by most of them, but
you're not setting a good example for children. You in the middle.
Who?
You. Charlie's laughing at cocktail.
What's he doing? Oh no, mind you, you're in Australia, right? So it's early morning. I was going to say, what's he doing up so late? But sorry, mate. Sorry, Charlie. Your dad shouldn't be letting you listen to this anyway.
I know.
He's a terrible father, isn't he?
Here's a question, Chris. Champions, 3 out of 4. Does this team get any better? Does this manager get any better? We've not obviously heard from you, so I'll let you go. Let you have your big. Whatever you want to say about the best team in the land and all the world.
It's progression, Martin. That's all, isn't it? We've lost David Silva. We lost Vinny Company. We've lost some of our big players. And he's had to change his style this season because of not having a pre-season and playing so many games back-to-back like this. He's had to change the style. He might change it again next season. But, it's been successful. It's whether teams will figure it out and find a way around it, I suppose. I think when teams have a go at us, I think we look a little bit more vulnerable, but you have to be brave to have a go at City, and there aren't many managers out there who are brave enough. And as for Pep, personally, I think he is the best manager in the world, and possibly even the best manager of all time. His trophy haul is just incredible compared to seasons managed. I know, Sir Alex is going to, got to be right up there as well. But he managed for a long, long time, and Pep's very close to, overtaking him with trophy wins. I think Pep's amazing. He's changed football in this country. How many teams now play out from the back with the keeper? Never happened before Pep came. No. Now you've got teams like Brighton trying it. It's been a refreshing change. I don't think it's been as good as football this season, but I think it's been pragmatic, and I think that's what was needed. So yeah, he's in a wonderful job.
You just said it then about, I said it earlier on, and you might not have been watching, but I honestly do think, I think teams will try and figure this out, this false 9, and I think City will buy an out-and-out striker and change the whole thing. And it's that old saying, what is now? Listen, me with my sayings, I'll end up with the Skegness monster walking out again or something.
Well, hang on, Martin. Before you go on, do you know what you asked me the other day? About the Istanbul stadium. He goes, "Is that where the Italian rugby team play?"
No, listen, that's not
what he said.
Conversation.
He is the Jamie O'Hara of Talk Sport on Man City Fan TV, isn't he?
He really is.
There's no way. Why are all my conversations taken out of context?
What context was it?
Memes or gifts?
I'm glad you don't teach geography, mate.
I don't know why I am teaching, for God's sake. I don't know some of the time.
Neither do I.
Anyway, right. When you're trying to answer when you're trying to find the answer, Pep changes the question.
He's lost it now. He's like, oh my God. Listen, the one thing I will say is that on the, if you think about the false 9 role, I know, Chris, you said there that, and Marty, you said people might figure it out. To figure that out means you have to change your whole system, and are there players from other teams good enough to still be able to snuff out the false 9, but then still be able to attack as well to beat us? Or is it going to be a part of the bus job? And will stop that false nine movement. You're going to have to be a seriously fit team for 90 minutes and a really seriously tactically brilliant manager, and tactically the players have to get it. And that's where I think this season has been the big change, and that's why I think the pragmatic approach and everything else has worked. I think there's been more players this season that have caught on to what Pep's wanted to do and learned his ways and learned that Cancelo playing in that false eight role and that type. I think they've been intelligent this season, the players. Phil Foden, I mean, it goes to show you Phil Foden has played in 3 or 4 different positions, yet he's still brought the same level of consistency. All right, he's had the odd bad game, and all players do have odd bad games, but at a 20-year-old to be able to get what Pep wants, you rarely see Pep throwing his hands in the air and giving it all the. If with Foden,
no,
but you rarely see that. But you do see that with a Cancelo or an Aguero, or he has really tapped in over the last couple of years with Foden into this Johan Cruyff model, into this Pep model that is taking it further, and Foden, it shows you how he's a Stockport lad and he's a local lad, and we love him for that and everything else. But how intelligent of a player is he, Phil Foden, to be able to take what Pep wants him to do in different positions and yet still produce at 20 years of age such consistent performance. I mean, brilliant. But it's going to take, even if we stick with the false nine next year, it's going to take a really, really, really good team and a really intelligent manager to work it out and beat us. And if we might go back to a striker with a Haaland or a Kane or a Lukaku or whoever it is that we end up buying. But Pep will still have tweaks that he'll make with a Cancelo, the inverted 8, and he'll play this, and he works teams out. That's why, for me, he's the greatest manager I've ever seen in my lifetime. For me personally, but what he's done for football.
I think the only difference, is if he does spend a lot, or we do spend a lot of money on a striker, then I think he will change it. But I don't think it's that important,
No.
I think I heard you talking about Mendy. I think Mendy's got to go. I think he's finished. You can't play 2 games in a week, that's for sure. And the games I've seen him in, although I'd say he looks more like a footballer than a weightlifter at the minute. He seems to have lost a bit of that bulk.
He does. Yeah,
but his knees that are stopping him, being the player that he was. Unfortunately, I think injuries has done it for him. But and I agree totally what you're saying about Phil Foden. How many times you see Pep pulling Foden over to the side to give him a rollicking? It just never happens.
No,
it never happens.
No. I mean, somebody's just put here. Oh, sorry, was it Callum Hudson said Pep used to throw his arms about a lot about Leroy Sané. Well, what's Leroy Sané gone on and done at Bayern Munich?
Flopped.
Hardly pulling up trees, is he, since he's come back? I know he's had the injuries and things like that, but it's hardly pulling up trees. I mean, but I love Leroy Sané. I really did. I thought he was a phenomenal player, absolutely brilliant. But it was very frustrating, and I do think what I think Pep not only signs. I think there are some times in the City team you could look around the world and go, we could have him, we could have him, we could have him, we could have him. And they might be brilliant players. But I think Pep sometimes looks at them, are they intelligent enough? Are they really intelligent? And he'll know the inside and outs of these players and under managers and word of mouth and what they like taking instructions. And what. It's not just all about what they do on the pitch. It's about, well, if I buy a player for 60 million quid who was banged in 15 goals and 15 assists last season, that's great on stats. But if I could spend 40 million on this player, but I know he's intelligent enough from what I've heard that he can take instruction and he's creative enough to be able to take everything that I want. So there's so much more to it, I think, than just how many goals and assists somebody might have. I think he looks also at how did they take instruction? How did they develop the game? And I think he looks at players. A prime example is like your Philip Lahm. You know, it takes a player there that, you know, was a right back, moved to centre back, to a midfielder, to an 8, to a just so intelligent. And they're the type of players that Pep loves, ones that sponges, that can soak things up. We've seen Cancelo is obviously an intelligent player because the way he's adapted to that false 8 role. Kyle Walker has gone from being a very good player at Tottenham to an exceptional world-class right back. You know, and knows when to go, knows when to stay, knows when to come inside. You know, he obviously loves Ilkay Gundogan because he's a sponge. He obviously just soaks up everything. David Silva was his classic player, wasn't he? He just dictated play. He could make him play and slow things down. So I think there's far more to it. Maybe he sees. That's why I do think Declan Rice. And I know Chris loves Declan Rice. And I do think Declan Rice is potentially, when I look at those CDM roles, I do think Declan Rice is a potential player that is intelligent enough to come into this Man City team. And I think under Pep, if Pep gets the right reviews on feedback on how he can change his game and how he's intelligent enough to, you know, go through the instruction list of what he wants him to do. Can he adapt? I know it'll be a lot of money, but
I don't think that happens now. No,
yeah, maybe. No, I agree. No, I agree. I agree. I'm making. I'm making a point, and this will be an important point for me on the left back.
Yeah.
So I do think we need a left back. I think that'd be an important thing for Pep to identify a left back that is a sponge that can take on and adapt to roles like Cancelo has done. Though I don't think, I've always said it, I don't think Cancelo's a great right back. I think he's great going forward, but not a great defender. But I think if we buy a left back, I think it's might surprise us with who we might buy. Somebody who he knows and's got inside knowledge on, who's a sponge and can take in information and knows he's flexible. And I don't know.
I'll tell you what I do want to bring in, there is some now quotes out from Pep Guardiola. Some have probably already read these, but they are now out. They're on the mancity.com website. But Pep has come out and said this season and the Premier League title, like this has been a season and a Premier League title like no other. He said this was the hardest one. We will always remember this season for the way that we've won it. I'm so proud to be the manager here and I'm proud to be manager of this group of players. They are special. We come through the season through restrictions, difficulties, and they've showed consistent. He said it just goes on saying it's relentless, and just he's basically just waxing lyrical that he does think this is the greatest Premier League title that they've ever won. And City have again broke records along the way. You know, we are basically, I'm just going to roll out some records for you. The other weekend's 2-0 away win at Crystal Palace was 19th consecutive away win in all competitions, equaling the English top flight. It's also our 11th consecutive Premier League triumph before the defeat at Chelsea, which was jointly held by Chelsea. And in all, City have gone 22 games unbeaten away. Yet another club landmark eclipsing a record previously held by Joe Royal's side in '99 when they went 9 months on a winning unbeaten run away from home. And we are also, believe it or not, I know this is a separate thing, but we are on our longest unbeaten record in the Champions League ever before. So again, we are breaking records. But just to go around, Jack, do you think this is the toughest Premier League that City have won? Do you agree with Pep?
I'd say so, especially with having to play 2 games in a week and having almost no breaks throughout the whole season. I'd say, especially with everything that's going on at the minute, I'd probably say it is the toughest season.
Abdallah?
Yeah, definitely, because of the fixture congestions, having to play every correct me if I'm wrong, 2 to 3 days. or 3 to 5 days, having pretty much hardly no break, and having to probably even deal with trying to stay sane as well, because you don't know what's going through we're going mad in our own houses, so we don't know what's going on in their minds. Even though they've got all this money and their houses and their families, they're still human at the end of the day. So you got to credit them in the most demanding season. No season, no other.
Chris, what do you think? Toughest season ever? Best title win?
I think it's been the toughest season, and we didn't have a very good start. We gave everyone a bit of a head start before we got going. But when we did get going, that was an incredible run through December, January, February. That was just amazing. And the amount of games we're playing, 9 or 10 games in each month. I had a look at when we played Palace. I think they played up until I think it was 11 games. And the 11 games previous to when we played Palace, we'd played 21 games. So we would double what other teams have had to play who aren't competing for the other trophy. So yeah, it's been an incredible season by sea, and to have made the Champions League final, won the Carabao Cup, and to have made the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Yeah, it's fantastic. A really amazing season. I don't think it's been the best football, but you can't. I just think that's the way he had to play it this season.
I'm going with you and come to Andy on this in a minute. I think he's managed the Premier League and the Champions League very cleverly this year. He has said also in his quotes that the Premier League was and will always be the priority for Manchester City. That's what he has said. Whether the owners see it that way, I don't know. Maybe Pep's rolling out the fan party line. Sorry, go on.
I think every single manager at every single club throughout Europe will tell you that the home, domestic league is the most important competition to win.
Oh yeah.
Anything else is just, is nicety really.
Yeah. Not that we're downplaying 3 weeks' time or not, but I am starting to get a bit nervous now. I don't know why. I said I was never going to get nervous over this European biscuit competition. I was never going to do it, and now I'm starting to get twitchy bum time on it. And look, he's so relaxed up there. Andy, do you agree with Pep? Has this been the toughest one yet?
Yeah, I think it's been a tough year. I do think it's been a tough year. I think there's been so many things to overcome. That's why I think this year, the way that we've won it, and we could still win it by another 6 points easily on top of where we are right now. I think the way that he's managed it this year, I think it's been a tough year for all teams. Liverpool have found out that their squad isn't great. Their first 11 on their day are fantastic, brilliant, and saw some of the football that they played last season was amazing. But 1 or 2 injuries to their big players, and they're just nowhere near as good. And I do think I do think Liverpool are, I don't know, at a corner where they need to turn one way or the other, and they probably need to be strong and look at the likes of maybe getting rid of a Mane and a Salah and a Firmino, and maybe replacing 1 or 2 of them with 2 new players, maybe, and maybe slight change in system. Because they just that rock and roll football, that press and everything, they can't sustain it. They just simply can't. Where City have just been, Pep and the players have been ultra consistent with the way that they played this year, and we're only going to improve in the summer. So I think it only bodes well. I think Chelsea have got a good young squad, energetic, and I think they'll definitely improve next season.
United is our main rivals next year. I don't think we'll do Chelsea.
I think United will buy big in the summer. Possibly Harry Kane could go there for me.
Even with Cavani, I don't think we'll stick with Cavani.
I don't think Cavani can play every week. I think he's like a Fernandinho type of. I don't think he can play every week personally. But even though he looks fit as anything. I think he could. I think Kane could go to United, if I'm being honest. But I just don't think they've got the cohesion there. So they'll be sniffing around the top 4 next season without a shadow of a doubt. No doubt about it. They will be. They've got a very solid squad, but nothing special. And I really get a feeling that Pogba could go in the summer for me. But yeah, I think it's down to us. I don't think it's down to what other teams do. I think it's all down to what we do in the summer and what direction Pep wants to go in. I think we've got a brilliant foundation. Yes, there are a couple of players on the starting to edge towards the 30s, but I'm sure there's a plan in place by the board and Pep, maybe in the next year or two, to start replacing 2 or 3 players each season. The likes of Ilkay Gundogan. I dare say it in a couple of years' time, maybe a Kevin De Bruyne in a couple of years' time might
see
be.
Chris's face then.
I know. I still think De Bruyne's got another 2 or 3 years in him at City at the top of the thing. But I'm saying, look, they'll be planning ahead. That's what they're very good at. They're very, very good at.
I trust our board. I really do.
I agree.
They're not like United where they haven't replaced, like, for instance, their wing has been avoiding Beckham or Ronaldo. So we won't be like that because we've got a competent board where we will replace our players. We replaced Yaya, we've replaced David Silva, we have replaced our players, and we will move on. There are replacements. Life does move on from our Aguero's companies and other players like that. So we are in a good place. We just got to take it as it comes, and we look good for the future.
I think the massive thing this season will be I do think the striker situation. I think we can get away with. I think we can get away with the left back possibly next year. It's just what's Pep's plans are for next season for the striker role. I don't think I've said it every year. I keep pushing him. I keep going. I'll give him look at his stats. I don't think Gabby's a natural striker. I really don't.
He's a winger. He's a winger. He plays for.
Yeah, it's a contributor. I don't think it's a natural striker, and I think that will be the biggest decision rather than the left back. I think it'll be: do we go for another player that can play a false 9, is flexible, or do we go for a striker, or an out-and-out striker? That will change the dynamics of what happens next season, the way the team sets up next year. So, and that might mean a few players who have played really, really well might be then playing bit part if we get a natural striker next season, because you can't fit them all in, and there's got to be a player that is happy to rotate, a player that, if we don't get an out-and-out striker. But we do know we've got the fallback that if we do get a natural striker, we can fall back to a false 9 now, because we know this season it works.
Yeah.
So we can always mix and match for the.
We'll be fighting on all 4 fronts.
That's what Pep does. But that's what Pep does. He looks at the team and goes, "Do I need a Haaland up front, or can I play a Kevin De Bruyne there, or a Sterling there, or somebody else?" So I think it only bodes well.
Sterling might go. You don't know yet. He might be the finance for Haaland.
It could be. I'm
only joking.
I still keep Raheem Sterling for me. But
I just need to bring this in. And Neil Hanstock, this is a great point. Had the Carabao Cup stayed in February, we might have taken the FA Cup semi-final a bit more. That's a great point. Maybe the quad was never on because of the way this whole season was put out anyway. And listen, we'll never know.
Listen, we should have played better in that game. We just players didn't turn up on that day, and that's what happens sometimes in cup competitions. There's no second chances, is there? And on that day, Chelsea were the better team, and we didn't play particularly well. So, like Saturday, we see a similar type of team. We should have won that game on Saturday. If Sergio puts his penalty in, and the game changes. But we didn't, and that's football.
It is. It is. It is. Right. Has anyone else want to say anything on the champions, the best team in the land and all the world, the greatest team ever?
One other we could potentially, Chris. This is obviously your area in EDS, but we can win the under 18s, under 23s title in the next 2 days.
Yeah, the Premier League 2, so the EDS under 23s, that was won a few weeks ago, wasn't it? So,
yeah, but we can win the under 18s, I think, in the next 2 days, so we can double, and then this.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a great run as well. The future's really bright, Andy, and even if they don't make it at City, we will get really good money off a lot of these lads because they are really talented fellas. So, yeah, there are some really exciting players in the youth setup, really are.
Yeah, it's exciting, but it's the whole thing, isn't it, though, Chris? How did he break in? How did he break into this team? Well, I did the video earlier and I talked about Howard Bellis. Well, Howard Bellis is if you've not seen it, watch the video before this one. It's on the latest news of today. But Howard Bellis has actually come out and changed his mind. Where in the mindset last year, he was all about, I need to break in the team. I'll happily stay and I'll try. Now he's been on a loan at Blackburn since January, played 19 games, and now he's saying, actually, I've changed my mindset now. I need to be playing games, and I'll happily go back on loan to Blackburn in summer. And we've got players like that who, Howard Bell is an exceptional talent, but he's not going to get in ahead of John Stones or Diaz or Laporte. He's just simply not. So maybe these players need to go.
The Spanish Laporte, may I add?
Yeah, the new Spanish Laporte, which is in the video. In the video, we talked about he's now going to be, I think tomorrow, Wednesday, going to be confirmed as a Spanish player. Yeah.
Mad. That's mad. But yeah, I think with Howard Bellis, the only thing is he'd take Garcia's role in the squad, and that is limited game time, unless injuries occur. And when you spent 40 million on Ake as well, I know we haven't seen much of him this season. You're not going to, kick him out. I can't see him getting kicked out of the door yet, anyway.
No, God no. He's too good a player. Some people had him as their man of the match on Saturday. Okay, so on the vote, the poll. Ake, it's his first season, and he's been very in and out with injuries and things. He's only young, so he's got plenty of time. Yeah,
he's had an unlucky season, Ake, but like we said, I think he is a good utility man to have.
He is.
Sorry, I've just sent James Bond for a bit of a cooler. Just watch what you're saying, buddy. The media have been going on about the quad since Pep came. Would be a brilliant to win the under-18s league. Great stuff, lads. I hope you get Andy, you told them how close we are.
No, I haven't looked. I've not looked.
I know you said the other day we were less.
Well, I think I don't know. There were 30 odd or something, but I can't remember.
Great hair.
We're not far off. I'll have a look now.
Is anybody in the ballot? Is anyone in the ballot for Everton?
I haven't, Martin.
You're not done yet?
No, I'm working, mate, so I can't go.
Anyone? Am I the only one gone in the ballot? Hey, Alan's gone in the ballot. Alan messaged me going, I've got in the ballot. I said, you're not allowed out your country. How are you getting in the ballot?
45.
How's Alan getting in the ballot for Everton? He's not allowed out of his country.
He's a season ticket holder.
Yeah, but he's got his friends and family who can use his ticket. 45.
No, you're not allowed.
45 were off.
They are literally going to name you and everything going in. That's what they're going to do. He's going to be a bit more strict, but yes, that'd be good. We all get back. Right, so we're champions. And now we've got Newcastle Friday night.
Do you want the full team out, Martin?
Which reminds me, we need to have a chat, us lot, because I'm wondering, tomorrow night, Martin has kindly, I can't do a live vlog until 9 o'clock tomorrow, but Martin has just messaged me to say he's kindly going to go on to the Magpie channel. They want to do a stream on theirs about the game on Friday, but I can't do one until 9 o'clock on our channel. So, Martin, if that's all right with you, you're going on their channel, aren't you, mate?
I'll go on with them.
Yeah, and they're going to come on ours at 9 o'clock.
Did you not ask Kurt, Andy? I think Kurt would be great on the Magpie channel.
Actually, maybe Kurt might. Maybe Kurt might want to. Maybe Kurt might want to go on the Magpie channel. Who knows?
He loves them. He loves them.
Well, maybe he can come on ours and do ours tomorrow night.
Could you imagine Kurt and me? And bad enough me going on. Never mind sending Kurt. You might as well put him on the Chelsea one for the bloody Champions League about how crap Tuchel is.
Well, the other point we need to discuss for everybody is obviously normally Thursday night is the Thursday night Tom show, and Friday night is normally the Friday night social. Now, we might have to do a bit of rejigging around this week, and I don't know whether to move the Friday night social to the Thursday night and maybe move Tom around. I don't know. I'll have to speak to Tom, but I can't do the weekends. I've got some stuff on and things like that, so I can't do a Saturday night social. So it'll either be we drop it this week, which I apologise to everybody, but I'll speak to Tom anyway, and maybe we move it to Thursday night and or something like that. I don't know. If Kurt can do tomorrow, maybe I will change it to the Thursday night social.
I think Chris was being sarcastic there. Don't think he has to bring Kurt on. Kurt doesn't say very nice things about Newcastle.
No, but I'm thinking if Kurt can do tomorrow, I can do Thursday. But
you mean
swapping it around? Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. No, not on their channel. No, on our channel. Not on there. No. You're doing theirs. I'm thinking
you'll get killed on there. Even I'm going to get slaughtered on that one.
If Kurt can do tomorrow with the guys at 9 o'clock from the Magpie channel, I'll do Thursday night, and we'll have to rejig Tom around somewhere because obviously Friday night is the game, and Martin's doing the watch along. So I can't switch the Friday night social to the weekend. I've got too much on this weekend with a birthday party and things like that. So I can't do that. But yeah, we'll let you know tomorrow anyway. Check out the community chat. You get updated on there. Don't forget, the video is on the latest news about Fernandinho, Laporte, Eric Garcia, Taylor Howard, Bellis, where is the Champions League final going to be played? That's on the channel already now for everybody to watch. We did put it out earlier this afternoon for the patrons so they could see it first, but it is live on the channel. But anyway, that's my bit.
Julio is there. Sorry, Julio's there. Chris looking good as always. Easy. Is that a new top you're wearing there, Chris?
Well, it's a top, mate.
You're not going to give us a spin?
No, mate.
Hey, you know one other thing I thought today? I've got you guys, the presenters. I got you an Istanbul scarf.
I know
not going to be in Istanbul, is it? But that might be a
collector's item.
It might be a collector's item in years to
Everyone
come,
just keep an eye on eBay. It might be on in a week. I'm kidding.
Listen, I've not even heard from Man City back yet. I ordered it and still not heard anything. That was days ago. So
yeah. I mean, can I just do BHF? Sorry, Chris. How do we get in the ballot? No, it's not for season ticket holders. It is for citizens and season ticket holders. Yeah. But I know Presswich Blue has been all over Twitter because City Matters Group have had an absolute pasting today because of this 22,000 loyalty points. People were never going to be happy. They were never going to get this right. No. Everyone was going to bitch, moan and complain. The club have done this. And I think what's made it worse is this is going to be the Champions Trophy lift. And the whole world and his dog's going to want to get in. And you ain't going to be able to sell your ticket on because they are going to be naming and you've got to do track and trace everything to get into the place. I just think, unfortunately, it is what it is. And just stick behind the club. And just, from next year, touch wood, we'll all be back in.
I'll be honest. My personal opinion, it's right or wrong. This is only my opinion. I think if you've got the points and you're a genuine fan who goes, not ones who've had season tickets and just lease them out to their family and friends and never go and that type of thing. I think if you're a genuine fan and you've got tons of points. No, I'm not talking about Alan, but I'm talking about Alan can't do it because obviously it's in Australia. But I'm talking about those who go weekend. I've got mates who've got 20-odd thousand points, and they go week in, they go away, they go Europe, they go everything. They just follow the team. You met them down at Wembley. You know, I think they should be first on there personally, but that's just my opinion. Obviously, there are loads of points who rarely ever go. It's just accumulating points, and that's the problem you've got, and that's what I think annoys a lot of fans. Is
I think what's tonight. I mean, you know, I don't have 22,000. I should have, but I don't go into the cup schemes, and that's where you get, because there are people who get season tickets and they what you call point accumulate.
Yeah, well, that's what
the games.
No,
and like Charlotte says, we're legacy fans now, and what you do is you point accumulate, and you give your ticket away and everything.
You're not a legacy fan. You're a legacy
customer.
Sorry.
For me, a dream to go to City. I live in London, so I've only been to the Etihad last year. My dad just drove me in the company car to collect from a car auction. This is where dealerships buy cars for a reasonable price and then sell it off for profit. So then I was just around the corner from the stadium and took a couple of pictures. And yeah, my dad took me down. It was worth it, to be honest. It was a couple of hours drive down to Manchester, but it was worth it, to be honest.
I didn't know this, Stephen Dempster. I'm sorry to hear this, mate. If you have a disability like I do, you kind of get a ticket for the Everton game. Ooh. I think that might be to do with getting a carer in. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, because you normally have to you have to have somebody else, don't you?
And he's like, oh, Julio's left you, Chris. Always two times.
Getting a bit fed up.
I'm in a different room. I tell you what, I'm in a different room. Look,
have you put shelving up?
Yeah, I've just put my bookshelves up. There you go. Just put them up yesterday. There you go. So there's who's that there celebrating? I've still
Chris.
got loads.
That picture. I've got that one. I've got that one framed. The one with the Aguero.
That's obviously the. Let me just grab them. Give him another shout out. It's Ben Edwards. Yeah.
I've got that one. Yeah, from Ben Edwards.
You got that one. Yeah. Well, that's and then there's the
one as well. Yeah, I've got that one as well. I got them recently. I got them framed.
You got the David Silva one.
Yeah, I've got that one. Yeah, so I've got this one framed. I've got the Vincent Kompany one framed there.
Yeah.
And I've got this picture. I got it as a gift a couple of years ago, and then I've got the City plate there.
Very good.
On the 16s either. Yeah.
I tell you this. This is can I just say something? It's random. However, my mum ruined Wojciech Szczesny's career, Arsenal career. I know it's random. I met him 2014.
Did you kick him?
Winter Wonderland, and I think the last chance he had was the Southampton game. My mom begged him to take a picture with me and my other mate, and my mom grabbed him and then begged him, and ever since then he hasn't been the same.
Don't come near us. Don't come near us. If you see us outside the stadium, don't come hugging us or anything like that.
I've just this past couple of days, the past couple of months, I've started to think every single player I meet, their career just doesn't go well. I met Ospina, his career went down. I met Batshuayi, his career went down. I met Monreal, his career went down. So it could be me.
Don't worry about meeting us, because this is
not ever meet Mbappe or Haaland. Then
this is
Mendy.
This isn't our career. So don't worry.
You chat with Mendy.
I would love to be honest. I would love to meet Mendy.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I've got to go.
I'm going to go in a minute. I met Gabby Jesus at the airport. That's your fault then, Charlie. We're going to leave on this. We're going to bring everyone back in, but this is something Andy sent me earlier. It is in the thumbnail. That is the scene. Not now. Apparently, there's a load of fans down there celebrating, but that is what City unveiled tonight at the Etihad. Champions. And you've seen it. And that's what we are. We are the champions. And 3 out of 4. Pep Guardiola is a crap manager with a crap team. And like King Kong says, Oil FC, That's fine by me. As Andy, if you want to say
cards. Let's fill up our cars with the oil.
Keep filling them. We want Haaland in the summer, so get them filled. Come on. But big thank you to Jack Lee and Abdallah for coming on again.
Anytime.
Great guys. Chris, thank you for coming on, buddy, even though you were late.
Yes, mate.
I've got a rearranged conservatory.
Well, listen, I'll be moving out of here soon. And yes, when they got the mother-in-law over, mate, I had to entertain, mate, so I couldn't make it earlier.
Are you going in the shed?
I went tonight.
You know what I mean? Are you going in the shed in future?
I might do, mate. That's the plan.
Ooh. Nice conservatory, mate.
Yes, it's all right, mate.
So
yes, what a night, mate. It don't get boring, does it? This winning league malarkey, it does not get boring.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't. Brilliant, Shane. Thank you, McFean. And Andy, thank you, buddy.
You're welcome. Thanks for all the brilliant watch-alongs, mate, that you've been doing. You and Kurt, and superb job. Absolutely superb.
Yeah. I don't know what we're doing next season yet. We'll have to go through that.
Oh, I don't know what we're going to do in the summer. We'll see. We might have a couple of apps that we're going to promote, and we might be doing a inter-Euro championship, almost like a fantasy Premier League type of thing for the Euros. So keep an eye out on that for a little bit of news. So it's an app you can download. It's interactive, and you can play with Man City Fan TV, and you can also pick your scores and players, that type of thing. So we'll let you know more about that once the season's finished, and we'll let you know about it.
Charlie Everett's trying to get sponsors there. Get One Football and Manscaped. Chris and Andy wouldn't know what Manscaped is. Have you seen the beards?
It ain't ever happening, Martin. We've had this discussion privately.
Yeah. Male grooming don't happen.
Nope.
No, not happening. No.
It's like Julio. He's into the more mature gentleman. Anyway.
Well, maybe just for men. Maybe I need a bit of just for men. Just for men can sponsor.
Is that the new sponsor for the next year?
It could be. Just for men can sponsor Andy from Man City Fan TV, and I'll have a nice dark beard. Nah.
Never mind. Guys, thank you. But we are the champions. Don't forget, I will be over on the Magpie channel tomorrow. 8 o'clock, is it, Andy?
Yeah, 8 o'clock. I'll send you over there.
I'll tweet it out at some point in the day with the link. I'll be over there with the lads. And then 9 o'clock, come
back on here
for our preview. And then Thursday, Andy will let you know all about that.
Yeah. I'll sort it out tomorrow. I'll need to speak to Tom and everything else and find out what we're doing. Don't be surprised if there's no FNS this week. I do apologise. If there isn't, please don't shout at us. Obviously, because it's loads of stuff going on this week. But we'll do something.
Grey hair is so sexy.
We will sort something out. It'll be on the channel. If you look in the community chat, anything updates and things will be in the community chat on the YouTube channel. So go make sure you're a subscriber. We're only 30 odd away from 17,000, and don't forget, hit that bell icon. And that way you'll be notified if something comes in the community chat or new video and that type of thing. So there you go. Yeah.
Julio and Chris and Andy are having a bit of inner warfare there. I don't know what's going on. Chris is not happy, bunner.
I'm not, mate. This is the first time either.
He's cheating on you. Is he cheating on you?
Regularly.
Yeah. But guys, don't forget, keep an eye on our Twitters, keep an eye on the channel, and make sure your notifications are set to public and not private, and then you'll know what's going on. Anyway, and yeah, as always, not up the Blues, up the champions, because that's what we are again. And it never gets boring.
Doesn't.
See you tomorrow.
See you guys.